I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good.
YouTube family, I have a quick question with all you all, and I just want you to answer this for me and just self-reflect about this question. What are your standards and what are your habits? What are the things that you constantly do day to day that helps you walk through the path that you need to be on? What do you do day to day as a habit that you habitually do that helps you align yourself with the outcome that you want to see and for your dreams to become reality? What habits and standards do you have? Because what I started to think about from that's starting to set me aside from my friends, I'm starting to see their habits aren't aligned for an end goal or end result, an end outcome. It's just you live day by day and you start to do things from what the world gives you instead of you intentionally give out into the world. You don't know what you're going to do the next day. Whatever life happens, you're dealing with life as it happens instead of being proactive into life, going forward, and especially going towards your goal at the end of the day. Your habits and your standards are going to define where you end up in life, especially your standards. Because when I say standards in my mind, I'm thinking about these are things that are tolerable and these are things that are not tolerable. Like whatever you tolerate in your life is your standard. If you tolerate going out and hanging out with the same group of people, hanging out with the same crowd, then that is your standard. And then that standard will end up turning into a habit of you constantly losing the race of you achieving your goals, you achieving your dreams, you achieving the life that you want to live. We have to change our ways. We have to change our habits. The habits are the small things. But it's the small things that has the biggest impact on your life. From a person that, like myself, I used to drink heavy. I used to drink a lot back then. And it was almost to a point after work, I used to see myself in the bar constantly. And I'll always be with the drink. Then the people that I were hanging around, we were all drinking together in a social group. But the way that we were drinking wasn't social at all. We were actually drowning ourselves, and it almost seems like pain and sorrow. We're drowning ourselves we're masking it as a fun time, but we're drowning ourselves in all the things that we're failing at. And it's just like a vice. And I think people start to drink more, smoke more, and they don't have a passion for certain things. So that's when they start indulging in all these drugs and alcohol. Because once you're aligned and you have a vision, you have a clear-cut path, which you know you're supposed to do, you start to cut these things out because you know it's not aligning to your goal. You know it's not aligning to your passion. It's not aligning to your dream. So this alcohol that you're constantly sipping and drinking, you can't continue to go down that path because you already know where that leads you. You know where it leads you. You can't constantly smoke this weed because you know it's preventing you from doing what you need to be doing. And that's one thing that's everybody needs to think about. If you do what you've always done, you will get what you've always got. And it's the small, and I promise you, it's the small minor things that you change up daily that will end up changing your life over the long period of time. It's a fact. It is an absolute fact. You can do this, but you have to switch up your habits and you have to switch up your standards. And once we change these things, our life will end up going the way that we want it to be. Our life will end up aligning for how we envision it to go. But Success leaves clues. And these are what all successful people say. You have to do the things. You have to do the things that you want to be doing when you already make it. So let's say you want to be a fashion designer. Your day-to-day habits need to be about clothes and being about productivity to making this happen and just getting things in order for you to have these failures, to build up, to be that person at the end of the day. Because everything takes time. And I've seen a lot of people, and I watch a lot of success stories. Everybody says it takes time. And I think it only takes time because you have to go through this consistency back to back, day by day, to prove to yourself, prove to God, prove to your life and the people around you that you really want it. And it's not so much about showing the people that surround you, but it's showing the world that you really want it. It's showing the world that you go out here and you strive to do this day by day, constantly. No bending, no folding. This is what you do, and you're trying to manifest, and you're taking your dream and manifesting it into reality. You're not waiting to be given. You're constantly putting in that work over and over again, day by day, to take what you need to have. So, YouTube family, think about your standards. Think about your habits, your day-to-day habits of what you've been stopping yourself from doing, what you started doing differently. Just think about these things. And think about how all these things can change if you just, I think it was from Jordan Peterson, if you just do what you need to do, that we all know what we have to do. If you just do that for 3 years, where would you be? Think about that. And think about what you can do differently tomorrow that sets your whole life from what you did today. Love. Tell somebody you love somebody.